Math is one of the most important skills your child can learn. Sometimes when it comes to helping them with their math homework, though, it's not the way we learned in school and it can seem a little crazy. You probably have seen things on social media showing how this new Common Core math is so absurd and it takes so long. The old-fashioned way was so simple. Well, here at Forest Knolls, we've actually taught both ways of how to do math, and we can safely tell you from experience that doing the old algorithm of borrowing and carrying the ones was very confusing to students, and they didn't know what they were doing, which led to many errors like you see here, where students subtracted up instead of down. They memorized procedures, but they didn't know why they were doing what they were doing.
When students practice procedures they do not understand, there is a danger they will practice incorrect procedures. When students learn a procedure without understanding, they need extensive practice so as not to forget the steps. If students do understand, they are less likely to forget critical steps. Shifting the emphasis to learning for understanding can lead to higher levels of achievement. In Curriculum 2.0, we teach children multiple strategies for addition and subtraction that are developmentally appropriate. We use base 10 blocks, draw a model, use a hundreds chart, draw a number line, and use expanded form.
In this video, we'll explain the strategies with a little more detail so you'll know exactly what your child is learning in school and be able to help them with their homework. Hopefully, you'll come to learn to love the new math just like we do.
These are called base 10 blocks, and we use these manipulatives to show place value. The smallest block is a ones block. 10 ones blocks put together is a 10 stick. And then 10 10 sticks put together is a 100 square. And this is the thousands cube, which is 10 100 squares put together. So we're going to use these blocks to solve the problem 123 plus 147. So first I need to get the blocks for 123. So they're the 1 in the hundreds place, so we'll get 100 square. 2 in the tens place, 2 10 sticks, and 3 in the ones place, so I'll use 3 ones blocks. All right, I'm going to add 147. So 1 in the hundreds place, 4 in the tens place, and 7 in the ones place. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So now when we look up at the problem and we try to find the solution, we're going to have to do some work here because as you can see there are 10 ones in the ones place. So I know that 10 ones is the same as a 10 stick. So I'm going to regroup. I'm going to trade in 10 ones for a 10 stick. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 10 sticks and 2 100 squares. So my answer would be 270. 100, 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250, 260, 270. So now we're going to try to use the same base 10 blocks but doing a subtraction problem. 343 minus 127. So I'm going to start the same way. I'm going to get my blocks for 343. So 300, 100, 200, 300, 40, 4 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 3 ones. All right. Now instead of adding, I'm going to be taking away. So I'm going to start with the ones place, and it says 7, to take away 7 ones. And if you look at the ones place, I can't take away 7 ones, I only have 3. So we're going to need to regroup. We're going to take a 10 stick and break it into 10 individual little ones. So I'm going to trade this in and get 10 ones. Oh, some of the ones went flying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can see that that's way more than 10, but that's okay because we just regrouped. So we're going to be taking away 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go back in, and I have 2, 4, 6 ones left. So I've done the ones place. Now I still have to take away 2 tens. I I have 3 tens, so I can easily take away 2 tens. 1 10 stick left. And in the hundreds place, it says to take away 100. I can do that. So here's my answer. 100, 200, 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215, 216. So now I see I have 2 hundreds, 1 10, and 6 ones. So the answer is 216. So we're going to do the exact same problems, but instead of using blocks, this time we're going to draw a model. We tell the kids that you're not always going to have these blocks in your back pocket, so you're going to have a lot of other strategies to solve these problems. So instead of using the blocks, I'm just going to draw my own. So 100, I'll just draw a square with an H, so we know that's 100 square. That's what this is. 2 tens, so instead of taking the sticks, I'll just draw my own. 20. And 3 ones. So instead of these guys, I'll just draw 3 ones. Okay, 123. Now I'm going to add 147. So same thing, 100, 4 tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, and 7 ones. Okay, now when you look at this, you can see that all together there are 10 ones, so I'm going to regroup. I know that 10 ones is the same as 1 10, so I circle them and make a 10 stick. So now there's nothing in the ones place. There were 2 tens to start with, 4 tens here, and I just regrouped. So 2 plus 4 plus 1 is 7, so I have 7 tens and 2 hundreds. So 123 plus 147 is 270. So now we're going to draw a model with our subtraction problem. So 343 was my first number, so I'm going to draw 300 squares, 4 10 sticks, and 3 ones. Now this time, because I'm subtracting and not adding, I'm going to be taking away. So when I look at the ones place and it tells me to take away 7 ones, I can see that I don't have 7 ones. But I know that I can easily decompose a 10 stick and turn it into 10 ones. Now I have 13 ones. Now I can take away 7 of them, so just crossing them out. And I have 6 ones left. So I'm done with the ones place. It said take away 7. I couldn't, so I decomposed a 10, and then I could take away 7, and I have 6 left. 2 10 sticks. I can't take away this one because it's already gone. It's regrouped. So I will take away these 2, and there's 1 10 stick left. And take away 1 from the hundreds place. Goodbye. 2 hundreds left. So 343 minus 127 is 216. So we start the beginning of the year using this hundreds chart when we do our 2-digit addition and subtraction. You'll see this in your child's homework helper. But once we move into 3-digit addition and subtraction, we move to the thousands chart, which looks like this. This is a hundreds chart, and then it just keeps going. 101, so here's 200, 300, 400, 500. We cut it in half just because it's pretty long, but you could put it together. So that's 501, 600, 700, 800, 900, goes all the way to 1,000. So we have both of these halves to work with to solve our problem. And we're going to do the same exact addition problem, 123 plus 147. So I know I'm going to have to use this half of the thousands chart because that's where I see 123. So I'm going to start by circling 123. All right, and it tells me to add 100. So 123 plus 100 would just be going straight down 223. 123, 223. Now I need to add 40 because that's what the problem tells me, 4 tenths. So to go up and down the chart, that's how you count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40. So we did 233, 243, 253, 263. The last part of the problem says to add 7 ones. Side to side is how you count by ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just did 263, 264, 265, 266, 267, 268, 269, 270. So we're still getting that 123 plus 147 is 270. So to do a subtraction problem using the thousands chart, it's the same idea, but instead of getting bigger by going down, you're going to get smaller by going up. So 343, first I'm going to find that on my chart. Here's 300, so 343, right here. It says to take away 100, so 343, I'd have to change the hundreds place to 243, right here. So all we did was 343, 243. Take away 2 tens, so counting by tens, you just go up the chart, 233, 223, and the problem says to take away 7 ones. So I'm gonna have to go side to side, but to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that would be 7. So we did 223, 222, 221, 220, 219, 218, 217, and 216. So 343 minus 127 is 216. So now we're going to solve an addition problem using a number line. So just drawing any line on the surface and starting at 123. I'm going to make a tick mark, 123. All right, adding 147. So I'm going to start with the hundreds place. That's a jump that's worth 100. So 123, 223. Now I'm going to do the tens place. It says to add 4 tens, so I'll do 4 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. And each of these jumps is worth 10. So I'm going to have to count by tens. So 223, 233, 243, 253, 263. All right, and 7 ones. There's 7 smaller jumps. And for these jumps, we tell the students they don't have to write what each bump is unless they want to. They could just count on 264, 265, 266, 267, 268, 269, 270 is where you land. So 123 plus 147 is 270. So we teach students that one of the properties of addition is that you can flip the two addends and you'll still get the same answer. So when we show them the number line strategy, we ask them, which addend do you think we should start with? You can start with either one, but usually one is a little more efficient. Like in this time, I had to hop 7 ones, which is a lot. What if I actually started at 147 and hopped 123 times? Will I still get 270? Let's try it. This is the exact same problem, just flip-flopped. So instead of starting at 123, I'm going to start at 147. So since it's addition, I always start on the left and I move to the right to increase. All right, still adding 100. So one big hop, 147, 247. All right, adding 2 tens, 10, 20. So let me change the tens place, 257, 267. All right, and 3 ones. Bing, bang, boom. So let me count on 267, 268, 269, 270. We get the same answer as before, but it was a little more efficient. So when you use a number line with subtraction, it's the same concept, except instead of starting at the left and moving to the right to get a bigger answer, you're going to start on the right and move to the left because you're decreasing. You're getting a smaller answer. So 343 is where we're beginning. So I'm going to make a tick mark. All right, and same as before, taking away 100. So I'm going to make one big jump. That's worth 100. So I'm going to change the hundreds place. Instead of 343, now I'm on 243. Taking away 2 tens. So I just subtracted 10, and I just subtracted 20. So now I'm going to change the tens place. 243, 233, 223. All right, and subtracting 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Minus 7. Okay, so now I'm just going to count backwards. 222, 221, 220, 219, 218, 217, 216. So 343 minus 127 is 216. So we're going to solve the exact same problem, but we're going to use expanded form. So when you do expanded form, you're breaking the numbers up into their expanded notation. So 123 is 100 plus 20 plus 3. You can think back to the blocks we used. 100 square, which is worth 100, 2 10 sticks, which are worth 20, and 3 ones cubes, which are worth 3. And to that number, we're adding 147. So I'm going to put 147 in expanded form as well. 100 plus 40 plus 7. All right, now I can clearly see all the place value positions. So I'm going to go down and add them together. So 3 plus 7 is 10. You just put 10. 20 plus 40 is 60. 100 plus 100 is 200. So now we have 200 plus 60 plus 10. I can simplify it. I know 60 plus 10 is 70. So that's 200 plus 70. And now, let me just put those together. 270. So 123 plus 147 is 270.
We hope you understand a little bit more about our strategies of using blocks, drawing a model, hundreds chart, number line, and expanded form. As you can see, our Montgomery County math curriculum is very hands-on. We use a lot of manipulatives, and we really focus on building a strong foundation in place value in second grade. As students get older, they will be tackling harder concepts, but they will be tackling them with a firm foundation of number sense. Our math curriculum is very interactive. The second grade team works hard to use technology and research-based strategies to teach your children appropriately and keep them engaged in the math content and make them more capable learners. We collaborate as a team, and you can check out our second grade website for more information and our weekly newsletters. Hopefully, homework time will be a little bit more enjoyable now that you know exactly how we teach math in second grade. Thanks for watching.